One visit to Nairobi, Kenya just wasn't enough for me. So I'm back. Now let's see if I can have as much fun during this trip as I did during my last visit. As always, we're going to be checking out things to do in the city, including attractions, nightlife, my accommodations, and more, so that you'll have an idea of some things to do in Nairobi in case you decide to visit. So buckle up as we explore Nairobi, Kenya. If you didn't see my last Nairobi video, Kenya is located in East Africa, with Somalia and the Indian Ocean to the east, Ethiopia and South Sudan to the north, Uganda to the west, and Tanzania to the south. Nairobi, which means cool waters, is the capital city and commercial hub of the country. So my first day in the country, I decided to go to the Nairobi Safari Walk. This 2.5 kilometer walking tour takes you on a mini tour of the different landscapes that exist in the actual Nairobi National Park. The walk itself is really beautiful. The paths wind through lush greenery, and there are wooden bridges that take you over a variety of different wildlife. On the walk, you get a close-up of some of Africa's coolest animals without having to leave the city, or having to pay that huge fee that non-residents have to pay to get into the actual national park. Some of the animals you'll see are rhinos, lions, buffalo, and a wide variety of other animals. But by far my favorite part of the tour is getting to feed the baby giraffe that they have on the property. If you ever get a chance to visit, make sure you bring your camera, because the safari walk is an experience you'll want to remember. So while in Nairobi, I found out that my favorite Nigerian artist, Ruger, was having a concert in the city. If you're not familiar with Ruger, he has hit songs like Girlfriend, Wee Wee, Red Flags, Bounce, and many others. The concert was held at the Sarah Expo Center and served very inexpensive food and alcohol inside the venue. I'm talking $4 plates of food and $3 mixed drinks. Very good deals. The actual concert itself was great. He's actually a really good singer and knows how to move the audience with his performance. I've also got a chance to watch other West African artists perform, like Pata Ranking and King Promise. But Ruger has given the best show by far. Anyway, after the show, there was an after party right in the venue. The drinks were flowing, there were beautiful women everywhere, and I had an all-around good time. While at the after party, I met a group of people who took me to the after party at a spot called Bar Next Door. I've been to a lot of bars and clubs in Nairobi, but had never heard of this place. We kept the drinks flowing, danced a lot, and this ended up being one of the funnest nights of the trip. But don't get it twisted, it went down every single night I was in town. For real. On Wednesday night, I went to a place called Union Brunch Cafe and Bar, as Wednesday is their salsa night. Well, really they played a majority of kizomba music with a little salsa thrown in, which was cool because I'm currently trying to work on my kizomba. Kizomba is a dance and music that was created in Angola in the late 70s and has spread all over the world like wildfire. Most people think it's a Latin dance, but nope, its origins come from Africa, and it's always fun getting some practice in when I'm on the continent. During this trip, I also visited the popular club Ibiza. This is one of the top nightclubs in Nairobi, and I can see why. They have one of the best DJs in the city, and the vibes are really good here. You can get bottle service here for only around $60 US. This night, the club also invited traditional performers to the club, which was pretty cool to see. Over the course of the week, I also visited a lounge called The Location. This spot plays a mix of 90s and early 2000s R&B and has some of the best views of the city. The vibe here is really good and they make some great tasting cocktails. However, the food is just okay. The nightlife in Nairobi never disappoints, and as usual, I had a great time. Now, if you know me, you know I love trying different restaurants while traveling. One of my favorite places to eat on this trip was the restaurant Mama Nalishi. The restaurant had a nice rooftop setup and the food was delicious. I had the fish and chapati, which only cost me $7 US. I also visited the restaurant Nene Swahili restaurant. As you can imagine, they served a variety of different Swahili dishes. I had the chicken pilau, which only cost about $6 and was also very tasty. The last restaurant I want to highlight from this trip is Ankoli Grill. This restaurant was definitely on the high end, but was well worth it. The ambiance in the restaurant was nice and the food was really good. Nairobi has a ton of different restaurants, and trying as many of them as I can is also one of my favorite parts of visiting the city. Another place I visited in Nairobi was the Reptile Park, Mamba Village. One of the main attractions of this park is the crocodile farm, where you can get an up-close look at these incredible reptiles. You can also go for a walk around the lake where you can enjoy Nairobi's wonderful weather, which to me is best right after rainy season ends. Also while there, you can't miss the serene boat ride on the lake surrounded by beautiful gardens. Mamba Village offers an exciting mix of wildlife and relaxation, and was a nice touch to a very fun and busy trip. While in Nairobi, I stayed in an Airbnb apartment located in the neighborhood of Kilimani, which is within walking distance or a very short Uber ride of some of the best restaurants, lounges, and clubs in the city. The apartment was very cozy and had everything you'd want and need for a short stay. It came equipped with Wi-Fi, a washing machine, a TV with Netflix, a community swimming pool overlooking the city, and much more. And even better, I only paid $35 a day for this place, which I think was a great price for something like this. As usual, Nairobi never disappoints. Definitely one of my favorite cities in all of Africa. The city has a variety of things to do and see, friendly people, great restaurants, and this will be a city that I visit as often as possible for years to come. Now, during my last trip to Nairobi, US passport holders needed a visa to enter the country, but not anymore. Instead, now you only need an electronic travel authorization, which you can apply for online. You'll still need all the same info you needed for the old e-visa, like your flight and accommodation info, passport bio page, as well as a passport photo or phone selfie. But the new process is even faster, and my application was approved in less than 24 hours. As far as the cost of the travel authorization, you can get a single entry authorization for $33 or a 5-year multi-entry authorization for $170. Again, this is my second video on Nairobi. If you're planning a trip to the city, make sure you watch all my videos in Kenya to help you get a better feel for the city and to help you with your planning. If you're from Nairobi or have visited before, what are some other things that visitors can get into while in the city? We all look forward to hearing from you. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.